Welcome to the next episode in this series of short video tutorials on how to digitize with Singer's Professional Sew-Ware Deluxe embroidery software, known as PSW Deluxe. My name is Tanya Owens, and I will be your guide through this series. This tutorial focuses on the Freeform digitizing tool. The Freeform tool is a manual digitizing tool that allows you to create any imaginable shape. By manually digitizing a design, you have more control over the path that the design will stitch. If you would like to follow along using the artwork in this video, the link is posted in the description below. We will be digitizing artwork to fit into the small hoop. The Freeform tool can be used to make virtually any shape. To demonstrate how to use the Freeform tool, we will be digitizing a large portion of the winking smiley face artwork. Since the small hoop is 4x4, we will resize the artwork to be 3 inches. Next, we will access the drawer package to remove the black background around the smiley face. Ordinarily, we don't have to do this when manually digitizing. However, removing a black background will make it easier to see the points as we are digitizing, and since we will be outlining the smiley face in black, it will make it easier to see the outline. To access the drawer package, click Create Drawer Package. Select the wand from the tool palette on the left-hand side and click the black background. Then click the X from the top toolbar to delete it. That's it. We've removed the background. To exit out of the drawer package, click the Home button. It will ask you if you want to save the artwork. Note, this would permanently change your original file. Click Yes. If you want to learn more about the drawer package, please refer to the help files included with PSW Deluxe. With the artwork on the screen, we can click it to activate the digitizing mode and then click the Freeform button on the digitizing toolbar. To ensure we accurately digitize the artwork, we will zoom in. This is a good rule of practice. Always digitize on zoomed in artwork. Once the Freeform tool is activated, select which fill recipe type you will be stitching. We will be filling in the entire face, so we will select the normal fill. It is also good to have the embroidery settings displayed while digitizing. You can access the embroidery settings via the design menu or by pressing the G shortcut key. Clicking the down arrow in the embroidery settings will keep the box open while digitizing. Otherwise, the box will collapse when you move away and click elsewhere. Before we start inputting points, we will select the color we want to digitize in. To change to a different color, click the color button on the top of the toolbar and use the color mixer to choose your color. If you want to pick the colors in the artwork, move your mouse over the section of the artwork you are going to digitize. The mouse pointer will turn into an eyedropper. Click the artwork and the color will change to the color in the artwork. You can further refine the color if you choose to by clicking into the proper shade to the right of the color palette. Click OK to set the thread color. Repeat this process for each color change in your design. To see all of the colors in the project, go to the Tools menu and select Show Hide Stitch Colors. A similar color palette will open that will allow you to pick any color in the design to change. Under Thread Colors are the current colors in your project. Under Stitch displays at which stitch number that color change occurs, and under Color is the number of the thread from the particular brand selected. You can select the thread brand by clicking the down arrow under the color palette. PSW Deluxe has a limited number of thread brands listed. When you change the thread brand, PSW Deluxe would then match the color to the closest thread number of that brand. You can select a specific thread number by selecting it from the color drop-down list next to Colors. When you have completed selecting the thread colors, you can click the X to close it or toggle the down arrow to collapse it. Click to input points. Click around the face to trace around the shape. A short click creates a round point for a curve, and a long click creates a corner. Corners are represented by a square point. If you entered a square point instead of a round point, go back to that point and press and hold the Control key while you click on the point to change its shape. Since this shape is round, we will be using short clicks. You can also click on the lines and move them so that they conform to the outline of the image. Embroidery shapes sometimes need holes so that there won't be too many layers of thread. To decide if you need a hole, pick up the ruler tool and measure the spot for the hole. Any spot that is larger than 5 millimeters should have a hole. If you want to insert a hole in the fill, for instance for the eye, right-click and select Insert Hole. The shape is automatically closed, and you can click around the eye to trace the shape that will be a hole. Remember, you can adjust the lines so that they accurately fit the curves of your shape. Then right-click, stitch it. You can also use the Freeform tool to create other types of objects, such as satin lines, running stitches, cross stitches, and applique. If you want to put a bean stitch around this face, you can change the fill recipe to running stitch. In the embroidery settings, change the stitch type to triple and click Apply. So you can see the bean stitch, let's change the stitch color to black, then click around the image again. Press the 0 key to close the image and then click Stitch it. Since this is a circle, we can be more precise in our placement by using the outline feature in the embroidery settings or the ellipse geometric tool. We will cover the geometric tools in another video. To outline a smiley face using the embroidery settings, first determine if you want a running stitch outline or a satin outline. Then click the applicable checkbox. Then adjacent to the outline color, click Ellipse to display a dialog when you can change the outline color to whatever color you want. This will create a simple running stitch around the design. If you are planning to outline your design, I recommend you do it before you cut holes in it, as it will outline the cut holes as well. Before we do that, let's save the design. We would choose the file type Single Home Embroidery, a CHE file. This will allow us to come back and make modifications to the design at a later date. Now, let's save the design as a CompuCon Designs, an XXX file. This is the stitch file. If you accidentally forget to verify the stitch type in the embroidery settings and your design stitches out in the wrong stitch, you can easily change the stitch type in the editing mode by clicking the editing button, and in the embroidery settings, change the stitch type. I have selected a step pattern, pattern type 011. After fixing the stitch type, let's redraw the design and check routing. We will not be keeping the running stitch outline, so in the editing mode, deselect the running stitch outline box and click the Apply button. Then click the editing button to exit the mode. Sometimes seeing the image below the design is distracting, as it doesn't allow you to accurately see the artwork stitch. To hide the image, press the L key on your keyboard, then redraw the design again. Let's see how this looks in another viewer. Now that we have our stitch file saved, let's open a design in another viewer. I like the Wilcom True Sizer realistic view because even zoomed in, you can see nice detailed stitching. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. There are additional videos in this series, so please check my channel to view those videos. I have also written an in-depth guide called Digitizing with PSW Deluxe Embroidery Software that contains greater detail than is in these videos. You can purchase this guide from my website at www.tanyaowens.com/PSW-Deluxe. That information is also in the description below. Until next time, happy digitizing.